The midway point of the regular season has arrived, and we are hitting full stride on game day. We gave the people what they wanted last week, a doubleheader featuring 4 great area teams, great football, and here's how it went down. In the Swan Valley versus John Glenn game, Jamison Pelt opened up scoring on a routinely insane head top. Bradley Boyk responded, knifing up the middle with a score of his own. The score stayed knotted 7-7 into the third quarter before Swan Valley turned on the gas, scoring 3 straight times. Cam Reynolds caught a bomb from 4 and then another from Bedford, followed by a Jamison Pelt pick and a Fisher Stoney touchdown. Cam Reynolds is in the argument for the most impactful player taking the field Friday nights for Swan Valley. He lays the lumber as a sure tackler, is aggressive in coverage, leading with an interception in each of the last 2 games. He's accounted for Swan Valley's longest scoring plays of the year, adding 2 more 40-yard touchdowns last week. He also returns kicks with a vengeance. Jamison Pelt, as always, starred for the cast, passing for over 100 yards and a touchdown, plus 44 yards and a receiving touchdown, as well as an interception. Fisher Stoney's first varsity touchdown iced the game for the Vikings. He led the ground game for them with 16 carries for 75 yards. Swamp Valley climbs the D4 polls, and look out, they are on the map. In the Clare versus Gladwin game, it was a different battle altogether. Gladwin went on the road and hit Clare right in the mouth to start this one. They scored 2 straight rushing touchdowns to open in the first quarter. Clare responded with a 64-yard rushing touchdown and a 30-yard passing touchdown to Jacob Halachek. Both conversions failed, sending the score to halftime at 12-14, and those 2 points will come back to bite them later on. In the second half, each team alternated touchdowns. Gladwin's Jacob Paul scored his second touchdown of the game, followed by a Clare score, a Gladwin score, and then a Clare score. That made the game 28-26. Clare would get the ball again in the last minute of the game on the 50-yard line, where they would turn the ball over in conversions, losing the game on their home turf. We're going to be talking about these 4 teams again as we get closer to the playoff here push. This is a great win for those 2 teams, but for those 2 losing teams, they have a lot of work left to do, and we know that they're not going to shy away from that. We also have some other boys that are making noise statewide. LJ Gallahue, he came into week number 4 with 534 yards of total offense, 4 touchdowns. After Friday night, he added 3 more rushing touchdowns and 125 yards. He went crazy. Elijah Washabaugh got his first varsity start and his first varsity win on his birthday week. Happy birthday, my guy. Shout out to our dog, Brock Raymond. Frankenmuth got his first varsity action as a true freshman. His first play from scrimmage, yes, his first play from scrimmage was a 70-yard touchdown run up the middle versus Garber. I know he's excited about that one he won't forget. And then Jackson Gillis, our guy from Clio. He's leading his team in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. He also has an interception, and Clio is experiencing a great start to the season at 4-0. Also worth noting, we have 4 Michigan-made dogs that are up for M-Live Player of the Week. LJ Gallahue, Jamison Pelt, Wynn Deagle, and Connor Greif. Let's get it, boys. Now on tap, week 5 is here. Traverse City Central versus Midland Dow. On one side of the ledger, Midland Dow is 3-1 with their only loss coming to the hottest team in the area of Mount Pleasant. Traverse City Central started their season off 2-0 with their first loss coming to Davison and their second loss also coming to Mount Pleasant. So for giggles, let's check this out and look at their only common foe of Mount Pleasant. Dow lost to Mount P 63-39. Traverse City lost to Mount Pleasant by a score of 28-13. On paper, this would indicate that a stronger defensive showing was had by Traverse City Central, while a stronger offensive showing was had by Midland Dow. According to Rivals.com, they predict this score to be a 28-24 Dow victory, and so far, they've been 100% in these predictions. I'm not sure what the outcome of this one's going to be, but I do know that both teams are going to be ready for this matchup. They're both going to be ready to make a statement, and both are going to do it 2 completely different ways. Here's how. We told you earlier this fall about Dow and about the dozen Michigan-made dogs that we have suiting up for them on Thursdays and Friday nights. Those guys are going to be ready to get after it. But more importantly, the way that they get after it is with overall skill, smarts, philosophy from the youth all the way through the high school ranks. The team chemistry and cohesion that they have is really something that's special. And then the quick game that they implement on offense has paid massive dividends In the first 3 games, they had 12 passing touchdowns to 0 interceptions, a huge number in high school passing football. How is Traverse City Central going to do it? They do that with overall toughness and overall grit. If they're going to have an opportunity to win this game, they need to fit the pedigree and the mold that everybody's come to know about Traverse City Central. The way that their receivers block on the edge with tenacity, the way that they block up front, they hit as a physical group. For Traverse City Central, that is going to be their philosophy to get a dub. For Midland Dow, they're going to be working to combat that. We'll see how this matchup shakes out. I think it might be the closest one that we've covered so far this year. I'm really looking forward to this contest. Coach Peterson gave the boys a great speech after their win versus Heritage about the importance of conference play. That speech was special for that group. They followed along with his master plan since then.
Super proud of you guys. Next week's going to be even bigger challenge. All right, it was a physical football game tonight. You guys are going to be sore. All right, you guys are going to be like, oh, I don't really want to practice on Monday, but it's back to work on Monday.
Let's go.
Right? So we're going to break down the film. There's going to be a lot of mistakes. All right, but the good thing is we played well when we needed to play well. All right, offense, they stopped you guys 1 time all night. All right, defense, we got the stops when we needed them. All right, and special teams, I think, took a step forward in some sense. All right, so good job tonight, enjoy it, and the regular season starts on Monday. All right?
So Traverse City Central made it a lot tougher than people thought that they would versus Davison, versus Mount Pleasant. They're going to do the exact same thing to Midland Dow. This is going to be the best shot that they've had taken all year. We're excited to check out this game. Good luck to all the boys. Statewide, the mixtape is ready to drop. It's game day. Let's go.